On the 13th of February 2025, the Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria, Atopcon, Lagos State Branch, organized a one-day workshop for its members at the CITN House, Otunba, Jobi, Fele Way, CBD, Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos, themed Improving Standards of Physical Planning Deliverables. The workshop brought together town planners, consultants, and key stakeholders in the built environment to discuss strategies for enhancing the quality of physical planning reports and ethical standards within the profession. This documentary captures the essence of the workshop, highlighting the key presentations, discussions, and the overall impact of the events. The event commenced with participant registration, followed by a general introduction by the Public Relations Secretary, PRS. The chairman of Atopcon, Town Planner David Olawale, FNITP, delivered a compelling welcome address emphasizing the need for improved standards in town planning practice. He reiterated Atopcon's commitment to upholding professionalism and ensuring that physical planning deliverables meets the expectations of approving agencies and the public.
And our elders, the rate at which the quality of our deliverables and products are dwindling down require proactive measure if we must make this profession sustainable in the future. The focus of this workshop is improving standards of physical planning deliverables, which the efforts to look critically into major reports that are being produced by our members and examine various elements of these reports as well as the expectations of the approving agencies when they are being evaluated.
A total of 6 lectures were delivered by seasoned professionals, each addressing critical aspects of town planning practice. Upholding professional town planning ethical standards and best practices was delivered by Town Planner BC Ogunlewe, FNITP. This presentation focused on maintaining integrity, transparency, and adherence to best practices in town planning.
I'm going to summarize this from 3 perspectives. When we are talking about ethical standard, we need to talk about integrity as a professional. We need to look at loyalty and appearance. Without critical examination of these 3 points or adjectives, we may not have a better or best ethical standard. And when we talk about integrity, we all know that we're talking about honesty, and then we are talking about fairness. For us as professionals to be ethically upright, we need to uphold our
ethical considerations in decision making and interactions with stakeholders were highlighted as crucial elements for professional town planners. Preparation of acceptable physical planning technical and audit reports was delivered by Town Planner Moses Ogunleye, FNITP. Town Planner Ogunleye took participants through the essential components of a well-structured technical and audit reports. The lecture provided insights into data collection, analysis, and presentation techniques required to produce credible reports.
How do we present it? Now, physical planning technical report and PPA are part of submission for physical planning, which we all know. And there's another document, and I went through the sections. I think somebody will also want to mention sections So section 4 of the regulation, 2019 regulation of physical planning permits. That's the regulation. Let's go. Now, Schedule 2 refers to it, and it's a fundamental requirement that the both report must be prepared by registered stampers. So the report was designed, sealed, and stamped. And the importance is that no matter how rich in content a PPTR or a PPRA is, it shall be acceptable, it shall be unacceptable if it's not prepared by a registered stamper and it's on signed, on sealed, and stamped. And I raised 5 posers. Do you, as consultants, sign, seal, and stamp your PPTR, PPR? Have you signed, sealed, stamped PPR prepared by a non-tamper? Just reflect on them. Have you had to sign one prepared by? When you sign, seal, and stamp a PPTR, what do you consider? The last one, is it possible for PPTR and PPR not to have comment raised by a reviewer or an assessor, the regulatory agency? The leader of that reviewer is here. Now, quickly, is it possible? Now, I did a cross issue between PPTR and PPR. One, PPTR is required for a proposed development, and PPR is for a development that existing or exists under construction but is not operational. So you have PPTR. Then PPTR is opening up intending development for understanding in order to aid decision making. A review or discussion of a project in operation, that's PPR. Then the two will make recommendation. Hi, the recommendation for PPAR is more of this facility exists, this building exists. How do we enhance its operation in a way that so if there is a nuisance, that nuisance is ameliorated or removed? Now, content of PPTR and PPAR, apart from being technical presentation, either of the report is conceptually an information provider. They give information, and therefore it should be illustrative.
The section on expectations of approving agencies in evaluating reports was delivered by the heads of department HODs from the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, represented by Town Planner Temileyin. The lecture detailed the key criteria used by the regulatory agency in assessing town planning reports. The lecture aimed at bridging the gap between consultants and government agencies to enhance compliance.
And so this morning I'll call one of our officers. I came as a team, myself, Town Planner, Ms. Ajose, and Otunba. I will ask him to make a short presentation and then we can take questions afterwards. So it's Millennium Line, you can have the floor.
That is, we want to be sure that the consultants understand some of these expectations and always imbibe it while putting down or computing this report. So the scope, generally, this presentation covers the regulatory framework, the overview of each of the reports, and then we're also looking at specific expectations as far as each report is concerned. So for the regulatory framework, so the establishment of the technical report lies solely on the land law and the urban and regional planning laws that we have in Lagos State. So it rests solely on the Lagos State Urban and Regional Planning Law of 2015 and the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority regulations. So majorly, the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority regulations highlighted some of these reports and also attempted to talk about its importance in applying for planning permits. So first we are going to look at the PPTR report known as the Physical Planning Technical Report. So it is a detailed technical assessment of a proposed project. So it attempts to look at the site, it attempts to look at the design in relation to the environment, its possible implications on the environment. It also looks at the standards as far.
In his lecture, devising acceptable physical planning advocacy reports, Town Planner BC Adedire, FNITP, educated participants on the relevance of advocacy in town planning, emphasizing the need to structure reports in a way that influences policy decisions and public perception.
Physical planning is the backbone of sustainable urban and regional development, and the quality of its deliverables, such as advocacy report, directly impact the success of planning initiative. Advocacy reports are not just documents, they are powerful tools for influencing policy, engaging stakeholders, and driving actionable change. Hence, the need for devising acceptable physical planning advocacy report cannot be emphasized. Then, what is advocacy? It is simply means speaking up for something or someone who needs help. Nevertheless, as urban planner, we should know that we are the Lord over the environment, and this environment is not limited to physical land, but also extend to water bodies and even the atmosphere. Funnily, our initiatives like zoning and regional plan have been crucial in serving as guide for development around the country over the years. Then, does advocacy in respect to physical planning means breaking our laws? No. Rather, it is a way of plea for such development by strategically tackling our case with concrete evidence and facts.
In his lecture, Evaluation Components of Advocacy Reports, Town Planner Okunuyi Musa emphasized that planning advocacy reports are evaluated based on operative development plans, approval orders, and regulations. He advised professionals to align their advocacy with government policies and consult government town planners beforehand to ensure compliance and acceptability.
When this report is brought, we want to look at that report, one, from legal and policy compliance. This report we are bringing to the office is legal, that is it in compliance with zoning regulation? This report you are bringing, is it in compliance with zoning regulation? We want to look at that advocacy report. Another thing is that under that legal and policy compliance, we want to look at as developer obtain all necessary approval before you are bringing that thing to the office for us to look at it. Does that project align with the national, state, or local planning laws? So we look at that under the legal and policy compliance. Another one is that site stability and location justification. Is the project compatible with the surrounding land usage? We want to look at that report we are bringing in. Are there any environmental risks, that is flooding, erosion, unstable land, etc.? We want to look at that report on that line. Does the site have access to key infrastructural facilities like road, water, and electricity? We want to look at that report we are bringing. Then another one is socio-economic justification. Will the project create jobs and attract investment? That's one aspect of it under taxes or economic justification. Does it address housing shortages, business growth, or public services? Or could it lead to displacement of residents or business? So when you look at it, like I just said, the question I asked is that most of the report that we bring to the office will just be, we are looking at it from the angle of I must at least do the job given to me by my client. I must satisfy my client. How to work? My client has paid me, so I need to satisfy that client. So, but all these things we are doing, we will not compromise the issue of health, we will not compromise the issue of safety, as well as public interest when we are looking at this type of report.
The final lecture session on generation of templates for physical planning technical reports (PPTR), physical planning audit reports (PPAR), Traffic Impact Assessment Report TIAR, and Advocacy Reports was delivered by Town Planner Fumi Oshifuye, FNITP. The lecture provided standardized templates and frameworks for generating professional planning reports. The session was particularly engaging with detailed explanations on structuring different types of reports.
We should behave as I should conduct ourselves as professionals. That is what Section 2D is also discussing here. These are the legal basis for our standing here today. So the very essence of presenting this draft technical report is to improve the standards of professional knowledge and skills of practice through the regulation and controlling the practice to an acceptable preparation of reports by reviewing the existing templates, because I believe we have correct one on ground. So that's why we are trying to review the existing templates. I would have loved those people that actually in charge of some, they have left, but Mr. Okuni is here. You will also help us talk to them on this. So, on the side of Lagos State, Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Regulation 2019 as amended equally mandates for the requirement of land use planning analysis report, section 4, subsection 2.4. Physical planning audit report, PPTR, PPAR, section 4.7 of the same regulation, and traffic impact assessment report, TIAR, section 4.11. Next. So, we have these 5 reports under discussed this afternoon. Physical planning, audit, traffic impact analysis report, advocacy report, revised draft template for preparation of land use planning and analysis report. I saw one of those things here that I have to bring to our attention so that we can also imbibe it. Now, PPTR now and PPAR. When we are writing this report, our template of the report should be in this format. Table of contents. Chapter 1 should be able to discuss introduction. That is, be able to talk about the background to that study.
Following the presentations, an interactive session allowed participants to seek clarifications and contribute their insights.
All of these reports should be correct. And I don't believe that's why you are here. And I don't believe that when the client brings work on a particular project, personally you explain to him, this is possible, this is not possible. If he insists, you write whatever is possible technically to defend his position.
I concern basically when we are talking about advocacy. Most importantly, the non-claim-based advocacy is that how do you advocate and you make your submission and it's actually taken, that is not, you are not sidelined and someone will take it up. How do you get that true? Thank you, sir.
We have to go and hire a 33,000 liters tanker to demonstrate that if physical planning granted approval, the truck can go in. We hired the truck, recorded it, put it in the CD so that the commissioner can watch. Where am I going? Okuni made mention of something at the presentation that, I don't know what Talamaki actually said. In law, sir, it's different though. I know you are anything Google. I'm going to do a paper later, and I'll tell you that paper, not here. The risk in charging professional fee for planning advocacy consultancy. We did that one that we put in when it was on the desk. What saved us? We didn't charge a fee.
I think you made mention of management of office spaces, and they gave us instance of when they went to inspect office of maybe newly registered firms.
Our work in terms of development planning for layouts being described as subdivision. We're not doing land subdivision. We must never forget that even if it is a neighborhood plan, what we learned in school is that a town is a living organism. It has a life. So we are not, it's not,
It should be towards bringing in all those agencies that require clearances or no objection. And all the copies of plans posted to them online for comment.
For the as-built structures, what if the assessment goes below 50%? What is going to happen to the building? Because a client bring proposal that I want to apply for my building that I've developed, and at the end of the day, after the assessment, it goes below the assessment. Is it that it's going to be demolished, or are going to cut
From DLPD, when a report is being submitted, how do they authenticate the originality of that report even before vetting?
The discussions were moderated by Town Planner Makinde Gunleye and Town Planner Tayo Awomusu, both fellows of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners FNITP. Key issues raised included 1. Standardized planning terminologies. Planners nationwide should adopt uniform terminology, ensuring PPTR in Lagos is the same across all states. 2. Research committee. A dedicated team should be established for policy development and knowledge sharing. 3. Looper template enhancement. The current Looper format should be refined to mirror the structured approach used in legal documentation. 4. Planner-led estate layouts. Estate development layouts should be exclusively managed by professional town planners. 5. Optimize office spaces. Large offices are no longer necessary. Small, well-equipped offices with digital communication tools will suffice. 6. Quality advocacy reports. Advocacy reports must demonstrate professionalism and expertise. 7. Planning permit process review. The number of clearance for planning permits should be reduced to improve efficiency.
You see the number of attendants from here down to is very encouraging. That means everybody wants to learn, and we are all learning. Everybody's learning, and from all what I'm saying, we will still continue to learn so that we can build up a profession that is enviable in society. I know people are talking about anytime happens in the environment, they say, I'm planners. We should be able to do things that let positive things about us. I was discussing with Tamara and just now before we were discussing the issue of our urban landscape. If you visit,
Even if it's done the wrong thing, he wouldn't come and say it outside. He's going to support and look for creative ways of getting out his clients. The other one is based on the public interest criterion, which is that of the town planner. It takes the public interest. The town planner is duty bound in his discussion, in his reports, to look out for the public interest. It is believed that if he takes the public interest, that should take care of his client interest too, because that client interest should not diverge from the public interest. So that is the position.
It must be stated that during the interactive session, the event hall was filled to capacity with a remarkable turnout of professionals from across the states. Participants expressed satisfaction with the quality of discussions and commended Atopcon for organizing such a crucial knowledge-sharing session. The workshop reinforced the importance of collaboration between town planners and regulatory agencies to ensure the effective implementation of urban planning policies. The workshop was concluded with a vote of thanks by Town Planner Bello Latif, appreciating all speakers, participants, and organizers for their contributions.
Also, past president, Atopcon National, we appreciate you. We thank you for giving us the support and advice from time to time. God will continue to be with you. Also, I recognize the presence of our present president, Atopcon National, Fele.
The closing prayer was led by Town Planner Mrs. Okunyemi, bringing the event to a successful close. In conclusion, the Atopcon Workshop on improving standards of fiscal planning deliverables proved to be a significant milestone in advancing professional practice within the town planning sector. The engaging lectures, interactive discussions, and knowledge-sharing sessions reinforce the commitment of town planners to uphold ethical standards and deliver quality reports. As Lagos State continues to expand, workshops like this remain instrumental in shaping the future of urban development and ensuring that fiscal planning aligns with global best practices. This report was compiled and presented by Cable Plus Property Media. For all your social engagement needs, we are readily available to serve you.